Folks, I appreciate the last video, the comments. You guys did a fantastic job. The conversation in there, the amount of comments, amazing. I was blown away. And I was blown away by the amount of viewing I got on that video. Maybe it was the title, I don't know. But just to say thank you very much, because also I accumulated a bunch of subscribers in the process, and that is, thank you, coming from the bottom of my heart. That's for sure. This is genuine. This is not a fake. I don't have 10,000 subscribers. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. It would be nice, but I don't. So anyway, thank you very much for the last video. This video, it's about printing. A couple of weeks ago, I decided I wanted to do a black and white minimalist picture with no specific subject. Just a light casting on a material. And this is the material I use. It's basically a white backdrop from Westcott. So basically, when you take a picture of this, it's white here in the video, but the camera will interpret this as 18% gray. So I didn't want gray. I didn't want that 18%, just to keep, the brightness, the light, and all of that. So anyway, just a long story short, because I'll make it short, taking the picture was easy. Printing the picture on the right type of paper was a different story. It took me four times to come to something that I appreciate and I like. And let me know if you like it too, because this is something that I want to do more of this. So it helps me to slow down. It's technical, but less time on the computer, more time on the printer, more time with the camera, and coming up with concept. It is very like fine art photo. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a fine art. But I want to be able to print it the way I want and have the look that I want, that I need. And that's exactly what I did with this picture. So here's the picture, first of all. So as you can see, I kind of put the material, the white Westcott backdrop, on my table next to a big window. There's a big patio door in the kitchen, and I swirled the material to create these waves. And from far, when you look at it, it looks like a cloudy day with cloud, or somebody stirring a pot of cream or milk. It looks a bit like all these different type of things. There's no real subject. The real subject, though, it's your detail in the white. I accomplished this. There's detail. There's no blown out white here. And the dark area are not black. They're just subtle dark grayish. So, not easy to print. I knew I was going to print this on a mate paper, neutral, Aurora from, what is it called, Red River, and I accomplished this. It took me about four shots. Mind you, my printer, it's a Epson R3000, and I had to adjust some of the setting inside the printer to be sure that I'm not going to lose some detail. And I didn't want a messy job either. So all this was, processing at the same time I was prepared, and I enjoyed doing that. To me, this is what printing, this is what photography is all about. I don't work for people. I don't do this type of work for a customer. But for myself, I enjoy doing fine art. In this case, you know what? I didn't have to go somewhere else. I didn't have to spend money on gas and go out. And today, here, we're right in the middle of winter. There's about 3-4 feet of snow out there. We had some snow yesterday or the day before, nice and puffy snow. Everything looks like a big marshmallow. I could probably go out now and take some more fine art kind of pictures, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to really experiment what I can do with the stuff I have inside my house. And I do have a lot of stuff that I can decide I can use. But the idea is I don't want to give it away. I don't want to show you something and say, oh, that's a flower pot, you know, okay, that's nice. So what? You know, or oh, that's a piece of fruit. I have a fruit, actually. There you go, a pear. I did. Here it is. Black and white on my table. Again, I wanted to test the shadow, the light. I didn't print that one. This is all on screen yet. I haven't printed it because I'm not quite satisfied with this look. But anyway, it is what it is. At the end of the day, minimalism is fun, but the idea behind that is to create, to evoke an emotion, to feel like there's something here. I don't know exactly what it is. When I look at this, I have no idea what to look, how to look at it, because I can put it like this and it will give me a different perspective. I can flip it like this, you know. I don't know. I absolutely no idea what I'm looking at, but I'm drawn to it. You know what I mean? If I see this on the wall anywhere, I'll stop and I'll start looking at it and looking at it. And I'm gonna spend time just looking at it, just because I feel like there's something here. In comparison, I took a picture of my daughter years ago. Again, that's more experimenting. And I was experimenting high-key photos. Same idea, it's a matte white paper. But my daughter has black eye, black hair, as you can see. The skin was pale. I made it on purpose, and I think I was using a flash artificial light. I didn't use a direct light from outside, so it was an artificial light. But that's a different style. That's an high-key image, we call it. So the white is the color tone, the skin tone is blown out, basically. It's overexposed on purpose. And the black is black on purpose. In this one, I don't see any of that. You know, in this one, it's different. There's gray for sure, but there's also white, there's curve, there's leading line, there's texture, there's depth. You know, it's a beautiful picture. Everybody who saw this picture on my wall right now, they're saying, wow, that's a nice picture. What is it? I said, I don't know. I don't know what it is. You look at it, you tell me. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you folks today. If this is any interest to you, please write a comment below. Tell me if you're doing your own printing. I think when you print your own stuff, it's another level of photography. It's totally different. It cuts in the boring part of adjusting thing on the screen, you know. When you finally print, also you understand that maybe you went too far where you're adjusting in Lightroom. Maybe it doesn't look that good on paper. If it doesn't look good at all on paper, then it shouldn't be a nice photo. Don't think it's nice. Maybe it's nice enough for Instagram, but that's, to me, I put a picture on Instagram and it goes and it, 2 seconds, in 2 seconds, gone. This stays on your wall. People come over, you can talk about it, you can touch it. It's organic, feels nice. I like the texture of this, but at the same time, it creates a calm emotion when I look at this picture. And this is the type of picture I'm gonna bring more and more of these in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. And at the end of the day, you all know that for some of you, I make zine. So these are the zine I make. Even for wedding now, I make zine for wedding. One of the latest one I made, it's called Photo Expose. And yeah, this is all film camera. About 2012, I found an old roll of film. And these are all the pictures I took on an evening downtown Ottawa. So I made a nice zine with this. Anyway, just have to say, printing is something that every photographer, serious photographer, or even hobbyist, should all print artwork. And if we all do that, we learn how to expose properly. We learn how to compose properly. We learn the effect in advance. We can pre-visualize how it's going to look on paper, on a paper that it's matte, on a paper that's glossy, on a canvas. The best way to learn. You get up and you do it. So folks, please subscribe to my channel, continue subscribing. I'm not even at 500. I've been shooting these videos. If you look, I have over 60 videos, probably 70, I don't know. I don't even have 500 subscribers. It's my fault. I'm not consistent. And some of the videos, maybe they're not good enough. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm trying. First, for sure, the one thing I do right, and I know how to do, is take a picture and print it. That I know how. So if you need any help, question about the zine, question about a big printer, question about the Epson R3000. I've been using this printer for the past 7 and 8 years when it first came out. So yeah, expensive ink, paper type. I use Red River, made in the States. But the best paper I think I can recommend anybody with this printer is the Epson paper, especially the fine art quality paper. Exceptional. Anyway, folks, till next time, keep shooting.